The Burning Man Orgy Dome was completely destroyed by winds. A beef bandit was arrested after stealing hundreds of dollars worth of meat inside his pants. And a Japanese online retailer bans the sale of ultrasound photos. But why? These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. I got 3 kinky, strange, bent, off-center, offbeat stories for you today from all around the world. Here we go. The Burning Man Orgy Dome was completely destroyed by winds this week. There's an orgy dome in Burning Man. Do we all know what Burning Man is? Let me just start there first. Burning Man, you know that little desert festival gathering they have every summer? It's where a lot of wealthy people go to do drugs and LARP as hippies. It's not all drugs and sexual proclivities there. Proclivities? Is that a word? I think it is. I mean, there's a lot of art at Burning Man and gatherings, creative people getting together and making art. There's live music, even live comedy, so I've heard. But then there's another side of Burning Man, and it's orgy domes, this sort of thing. Touch a stranger's boobie booths, I'd imagine. I just made that up, but it probably exists. Touch a stranger's boobie booth. But this orgy dome, it's apparently collapsed because it's very windy over there. And I know some of you are like, oh, there goes my whole weekend plans. I'm so sorry. But you should look at it this way. An orgy in a desert environment is really a recipe for a hot disaster. I mean, you know this, right? Have you ever played beach volleyball? Anytime you mix sweat with sand, it's just not going to go well. I think the only thing worse than an orgy in a desert would be a buffet in a desert, right? It's a lot of sand in the mashed potatoes. You don't want the salad bar to turn into a sandbar. You just don't. All right, let me get into the details. I have yet to really start the story. I've only given you the up top sentence, which says the Burning Man Orgy Dome was completely destroyed by winds. So basically, the Orgy Dome was completely screwed after much blowing. It sounds... Come on, that's good. The article says Nevada's infamous Burning Man Festival has been struck with some bad luck so far in 2025. They updated their fans and followers and visitors that their orgy dome was completely destroyed by a dust storm that hit the festival grounds the past few days. On the Orgy Dome's official Instagram page. Wow, the Orgy Dome has their own Instagram page. I have to see this. Wow, they do indeed have a legit Instagram page with over 8,000 followers. They have more followers than I do. More people are following the Orgy Dome than this upstanding comedian that records a podcast in a closet. I mean, sheesh, I'd be better off hosting an orgy in my closet. I'd get more followers. I don't think we can fit enough people in here for an orgy, though. I can probably get 4 in here. How many do you have to consider it an orgy? Okay, their Instagram page has some information too. The Orgy Dome is a sex-positive community on a mission to educate the world about consent and the importance of its practice beyond intimate spaces. Wow, talk about a contradiction. On the one hand, they want to educate the world about consent, which is important, but then they want everyone to know the importance of practicing consent beyond intimate spaces. I say we keep consent and intimacy in intimate spaces. Let's limit it to intimate spaces. That's what they're for. You know, I don't need to see people getting it on in the Wendy's parking lot, whether they're consenting or not. You know, why wrap up all of this in some convoluted language? You're all about orgies. Just say it. We're about orgies. Particularly in domed spaces, or a domed space. Our domed space isn't operating right now. We're looking for a new domed space to have our orgies. There's a little video of the Orgy Dome. I believe it's where the Orgy Dome should be. It's a bunch of sand, so it looks like they're having a tough time getting it lubed and underway. Just have your orgy in the dunes at this point, you know. You're gonna get sand in your coochie anyways. You might as well just be a pile of sweaty, sandy bodies at this point in the sand dunes. We're gonna need more ketamine. Oh, here's another photo of the Orgy Dome's poles. They can't stay up apparently. This is what happened. That's why it blew over, because the poles couldn't stay up. I'm no engineer, but if your poles can't stay up, I don't think the orgy isn't going to be all that successful. If your poles are up 12 hours or longer, by the way, please consult a doctor. All right, now we have a quote from the spokesperson of the Orgy Dome. Okay. Imagine being the spokesperson of the Orgy Dome. This is a very important role in the culture. Spreading love, I guess. They probably have a name like Raven or something. They're not naming the spokesperson, but they say, quote, Our build team worked so hard this past week to erect our lovely dome. Unfortunately, the winds undid all that labor and wrecked our beautiful structure. We're still here and thankfully safe. We hope to gift the playa some workshops and we'll keep you updated. So it sounds like the Orgy Dome is canceled for the whole duration of Burning Man, which is about 2 weeks long, I believe. It could be a whole month for all I know. I don't know. I've never been. I don't really go to festivals like that because I just can't. I can't take a Molly crap in a porta potty. It's just I'm over 40 now, guys. I can't be doing that. I can't be taking Molly dumps in porta potties. It's just not happening. I've outgrown all that. I'm not going to have an orgy in the desert. I'm so sorry. I want my orgies to be on a comfortable, large bed, preferably 4 king-size beds pushed together. I'm going to need air conditioning and a refrigerator because I'm going to have some refreshments. I'm going to take smoothie breaks. That's how I do my orgies, smoothie breaks. Now, some people online have been attacking the Orgy Dome and celebrating their current setback. One person on social media wrote, "The wind is doing the Lord's work, that's for sure. Jesus said, 'Not today, you orgy heathens.'" Not today, you orgy heathens. Bunch of heathens. It's so funny how I just love how people think there's a guy in the sky that watches everything and passes judgment and sometimes intervenes. Like, are you okay? Now, the article ends with a description of the Orgy Dome for those of us who have never been. There's mattresses, drapes, comfortable couches. It's several pillows. Several pillows, that's it. I think you need more than several pillows, but okay. The dome provides festival goers with the opportunity to partake in sex with 2 or more people. BYOP, though, bring your own pillow, I would say. The unlucky weather made it impossible for the event to go on. Raging dust storms knocked the dome to the ground. The dust and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts ripped through Black Rock City in the Nevada desert where the festival takes place. The storm wreaked havoc on many campsites, caused severe travel delays in the area. 4 minor injuries have been reported. 4 minor injuries. What, a little sand in the eye? I mean, these are serious Burning Man injuries. I have an abrasion. I'm canceling my trip. It says here an estimated 70,000 people were set to travel to Black Rock City for the festival, which runs through September 1st. So it goes all the way until Labor Day, it sounds like. Well, sadly, you'll have to experience Burning Man this year without the additive adventure of the Orgy Dome, also known as the herpes sphere. That blows. Hey now. Ooh, here's an update, though. The orgy is now going to be happening at a place called Jerry's Air-Conditioned Trailer. So there you go, guys. You won't get Dome in the Dome, but you can get Dome at Jerry's Trailer. A beef bandit is arrested for stealing hundreds of dollars worth of meat from Walmart inside his pants. Oh, are you happy to see me, or is that a 4-pound great value pepperoni down your pants? Hey! Okay, terrible joke up top. Let's get into it. This story is out of Denham Springs, Louisiana. We got ourselves here a beef bandit. They're calling him the beef bandit. He looks like a beef bandit. He looks sad, really. He's like, oh man, I was so close to getting some free tenderloin. He was arrested after stealing hundreds of dollars worth of meat from Walmart. Hundreds of dollars, guys. That's like 2 steaks. Hundreds of dollars worth of meat from Walmart. Here was his tactic. He took the packages of meat and stuffed them down his pants, according to the police. Let's be honest, guys. This is what you come to Weird AF News for, right? Some dumbass criminals shoving packages of beef down their pants. It's only highbrow content going on here in the Weird AF News studios, also known as a guy in a closet. Okay, the details are thus. The Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office said that dispatchers received a call about a man who left Walmart without paying for some concealed items, only to return and try it all over again. Oh, it sounds like he got away with one beef heist, but then, he didn't rest on his laurels. He's like, I'm going to go out and get double the beef. I'm going to have 2 barbecues this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend coming up. I need so much meat. Sheriff Jason said witnesses reported that the suspect drove off in a black Honda without a license plate. Well, there you go. Hey, man, if you're going to conduct a beef heist or a bank heist or really any sort of robbery or crime for that matter, you probably don't want your getaway vehicle to have no license plate. I'm just saying that seems like criminal 101. I'm not a criminal. I've never performed a heist, but you better believe my getaway vehicle will have registration. It'll have a license. It'll have all of its doors. It's called crossing your T's and dotting your lowercase j's, bro. Well, I'll tell you right now, I would be such a successful criminal if I decided to go that path. I'm not going to go that path unless it gets extremely desperate, like Armageddon, But I mean, all you got to do is the rational things, and you'll be heads and tails above the other criminals. Heads and tails above? I don't think that's the way to use that phrase. Okay, back to the beef bandit. He put some beef down his pants, drove off, went back to Walmart, put more beef down his pants, drove off. This time, the police spotted the Honda, and they found multiple packs of hamburger meat and ribeyes in the car. Investigators determined some of the meat was also stolen from Sam's Club, so he took a couple of pit stops here, just compiling beef down his pants. In total, $300+ worth of meat was recovered, but it will not be resold, guys. They're not going to I'm surprised. You would think that they would resell that meat that was in a guy's pants. They just put it in the discount beef rack. I always question... That's suspicious, that beef in there. Where did it go? Where did it come from? What's wrong with it? Usually it's got a brown tint. It's actually quite comforting to know that that beef wasn't shoved down some stupid criminal's pants for 3 hours in the heat of the sun. It's nice to know that the beef wasn't touching some stupid person's junk. The suspect here, he's got an identity. Let's spill the beans on that. He's 57-year-old Michael Ardoin. He was arrested and booked into the detention center. He faces felony theft charges due to his lengthy criminal record. Oh, he's got tons of beef heists on his record, I assume. There's a few carbohydrate robberies in there somewhere, I'm sure. He hit up a pasta factory, no doubt. Now, this lovely citizen's criminal record includes, get this, guys, 74 prior arrests, 26 theft arrests, and 9 theft convictions. How about that? 74 arrests, convicted 9 times for theft. Still out there doing his thing, just driving around in a Honda without a license plate. Who knows how long he did that before he was caught. If he didn't just jack a grocery store, he'd probably still be out there doing who knows what. Oh, gotta love this country. My tax dollars at work. This guy will be out in 2 weeks. You know that, right? He'll be back out there trying to have a meat party in his pants all over again.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
An online market in Japan bans the sale of ultrasound photos. That's weird. Why would you sell ultrasound photos online? Let's learn a little bit about this racket. The article says it's always amazing what you can find on Japan's leading flea market app called Mercari. Over the years, we've seen everything from curses to overpriced bottles of Zima. Little did we know that you can even purchase other people's ultrasound photos, or you could at least, until they decided to ban this practice on this website. This, of course, begs 2 questions. Why ultrasound photos are being sold on this online marketplace, and why the selling of the photos would need to be banned at all. In Japan, there is a term called ninshin sagi, which translates to pregnancy fraud. This is a clue. Pregnancy fraud is the act of a woman pretending to be pregnant in order to demand money from a man they previously had sex with. New fear unlocked. Well, not for me. I had a vasectomy, but can you imagine? I guess we'll just have to add this to the whole laundry list of online scams that we all have to deal with. Now, it says here, in addition to the ultrasound photos, on this website, you could also purchase positive pregnancy tests. I guess for the same purpose. Pregnancy fraud. Now, for example, it says a woman could meet a man on a dating app, have sex with him, then contact him weeks later with the news, possibly accompanied by an authentic ultrasound photo of their new love child. The scammer could then either request money for an abortion or use the pregnancy as some sort of blackmail in the event that the man happens to be married and had an affair. Terrifying. Oh my goodness. This is how lives are just completely ruined. I mean, even if you use the condom, they're not 100%. So you think that you're being very careful. And next thing you know, you got a lady demanding a lot of money. Now, this online flea market, Mercari, appears to have decided that it's best just to err on the side of caution here, and they added ultrasound photos to their list of inappropriate items that are not allowed to be put up for sale effective September 1st. They didn't specifically give a reason for this move, except that such sales are prohibited in accordance with their marketplace fundamental principles. But I can only imagine it's because pregnancy fraud is becoming a little bit of a problem over there in Japan. And according to legal experts, if you suspect that you might be the victim of a pregnancy scam of any sort, the first thing to do is confirm that the pregnancy is real. So it could be said that by having these photos sold openly on the market, it would be a lot easier to find out if someone's photos is fake, especially since the app lets you do image searches and find previously sold items. In the end, it's probably best that ultrasound photos are not as easily acquired for whatever reason, and the marketplace stays on the straight and narrow, selling only legit items such as fake money and 3D printed Glocks. Hey, baby, I like it like weird. 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 Do you like it like weird? I know you like it like weird. That's why I be delivering that weird substance 5 days a week. Like clockwork, baby. And if you want to support this enterprise that we have going on over here, 5-day-a-week news show recorded inside a very hot closet right now in August, please go to weirdafnews.com where you can buy me a coffee, which I will spend on iced coffee. You better believe it. I'm not drinking hot coffee right now. What do you think? I'm some kind of maniac? I know what's what. I would never mess with hot coffee in these hot months. It would bring me to my knees, and I don't want that. So yes, please consider supporting, going to weirdafnews.com to buy Jonesy some coffees or join the Patreon. Maybe you just got a very delayed tax return, or you had a successful pregnancy scam. That's right. Go and support the single man inside a closet 5-day-a-week news show. That sounds as good as NPR. No, I have no illusions that it sounds as good as NPR. I don't have a team of people. How could it ever sound as good as NPR? I'll tell you right now, though, I definitely have more personality than NPR. And NPR is not going to answer your DMs on Instagram. I'll tell you that right now. Jonesy will answer your emails and DMs on Instagram. You better believe it. By the way, my email is funnyjones@gmail.com, and my Instagram is @funnyjones. So there you go. Say hello. Goodbye.